This one is more for a coach, okay? And this one was actually very difficult to keep out of the one spot because to me, you look at what Ryan Day has had to endure the last couple of years. Now, he made up some goodwill. Some goodwill, really did. Made up some goodwill with how his team performed against Georgia, just a field goal away from ultimately advancing to the national championship. And based on how the national championship went, probably winning it, knowing how much TCU was up against it. And looking at just how that game unfolded, yes, there were maybe a couple mistakes there at the very end. I didn't like the sequence that led to the game-winning field goal. But either way, I do think Ryan Day is back in the good graces of Ohio State fans. That's until he plays Michigan this year. They might be 11-0. They might be sitting there setting number 1, number 2, number 3 in the country. Michigan, I might add, they might be 11-0 too at that point, sitting at number 1, number 2, number 3 in the country. And if for whatever reason Ryan Day can't get it done this year, that would indicate 3 consecutive losses to the Michigan Wolverines. Now, I'm not one that has spent a ton of time around Ohio State fans, but in the little time that I have on national radio platform, they might be out with their pitchforks and torches if the Buckeyes lose a 3rd consecutive game to the Michigan Wolverines. They were a heavy favorite last year. They were a heavy favorite the year before. Even in Ann Arbor last year in Columbus, Ohio State goes and gets beat by 3 touchdowns against the Wolverine. Backdoors their way into the college football playoff, but still, the game is one that will define every single Ohio State and Michigan coach for that matter. Now, Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, lost how many consecutive games to Ohio State? And clearly he's back in the good graces of the Michigan faithful. But if Ryan Day goes 0 for 3 in the last 3 games, I think people are going to be very, very hot in Columbus. So that would be must-win game and most important game, most pressure-packed game, number 2 of the college football season.